Number 2, it's Blacklist versus Aurora Gaming. And game 1, Blacklist had a strong start, weren't able to hold on to it here, and Aurora do come out with the win. They're trying so hard to get one win in their last 5 matchups. So we'll see if Aurora completes the 6-game clean sweep or if Blacklist will finally turn this one around.
Yeah, not much special happening in the early game. Q going for the block on the small camp right now, but so far both teams hesitating quite a bit. They also got this really nice deep ward from Aurora in the bottom jungle, so they could potentially set up to get a surprise on the boundaries.
Yeah, they did play. I mean, I'm not even sure if they will be able to do something right away with that. They'll probably have to wait for the rotations to start happening. Maybe try to catch all these rotations into the mid lane.
So Blacklist going for the top side runes. This might turn into first blood.
I'm surprised they didn't step up too early. They're kind of waiting for they wanted him to step up so badly, but instead 23 actually started like kind of dancing, didn't know if he wanted to go back right away. So a good idea from Blacklist, but 23, he's safe.
He's safe, and that's a bit of a shame for Blacklist actually, because if you remember what Gabby did the first game, he used the rebuke to push the wave into the tower, right? When you do this setup as Blacklist, generally you want to do that thing as well, right? You go behind the tower, you make sure that the enemy creeps don't meet until they're in the tower, and this is gonna enable him to like get the start he needs into this SF matchup. But now he has to play without it.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, huge deny actually. SF doesn't have the best CSing, level 1. He's usually using his shadow razors, so for him to just get a random deny out of that one's pretty good for him.
Yeah, it's always a bit of mental damage when it happens, first deny.
Let's see here. And then bot lane, we are assuming this should be good for Blacklist once again, but Snapfire is actually getting traded really well up top. I wonder if there's anything you can do. Typically versus the Slardar, these matchups, he hasn't really dumped them as much since you have this armor now on Wraithband, so it's been a little bit harder. But now, especially with a hard win, such as the Naga Siren, I feel as the levels go on, how does he start to get this farm? Won't he just get pushed out of here?
The Slardar, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be fine. Like, he's definitely going to have a respectable dagger time in this game. Like, it's not like the Naga is going to go kill him or anything, but he's not going to do anything to stop this Naga from having the game he wants. Naga can freely move into the farm. Yeah, it's just the Naga is going to benefit more because he clears waves and neutrals faster.
That's fair.
So,
honestly, Nagas don't usually have that with the offlaners that are available right now. You think about like your Centaurs, your Timbersaws, like so many offlaners right now clear the Naga illusions. So to have one that lets them farm is a completely different world really for Naga Siren players.
Yeah, that's I think, because the hero is like, it's not so bad in itself. It's just like what you mentioned. The pool is just so hard for him. Like, half of the games you're playing is the Brewmaster, Darkseer, Sand King, Underlord, it's just tough. Like, if you're not able to get like your starting kit, this hero is rough. But yeah, in a lane like this, it's definitely ideal.
This could be rough here. They get the double edge, and that'll be the kill. The snap sent, getting the first victim of the game. That's first blood going for Gabby as well. So where the other side, their offlaner is having a really hard time, up here, offlaner is having a very fun time versus this SF.
That's actually really rough for Aurora safe lane, because now Gabby's going to have double bracer boots fairly fast, and looks like he's going to get Lotus as well because of it. And as we mentioned, like the snowball coming from the edge sooner, this is just going to enable it even more. So definitely not something you want to happen if you're Aurora. Like, you expect to have at least like a good first 5 minutes here.
Man, Abed is really taking it to Lornov here. Fairy Fire Force, Flame Guard as well. Abed pretty much leaving it all on the table, but wasn't able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, Abed showing up really good once again. Last game also, he had a really solid start versus the Timber, which is not a favorite matchup for him by any means.
No.
Everything's this for Blacklist.
This poor Slardar, man, he's just eating it. And Daniel, as you said, not really able to take creeps into the lane, so just kind of using that enchant as like a way to get free right clicks, and meanwhile just kind of heal up the Naga Siren.
Let's see. Water rune action coming. Both supports from Blacklist potentially rotating over. But calling that this Ember definitely needs some water in right now.
Right? He needs everything. He probably needs a bottle refill as well if they could get it, but they won't do it just now. They are going to give Abed even some frost armor. I mean, hey, if you can't take that creep into your lane, at least you can take it into the mid lane, but still, Q will run on over just to eat it up and walk away.
I mean, this is so rough for Aurora. Like, typically you would at least get punished on the silence because of this, right? But because of the matchup you have on bottom, Naga is chilling, and because of top lane, you already have a first blood, so the Centaur is not in so much trouble. It doesn't really have a downside for Blacklist to make this move, and it's just gonna further make troubles on the mid lane for Lorna here.
No, it'll just keep getting harder and harder here. This is, again, one of the two matches that we've seen a lot from Aurora. It's been the Ember and the Coddle. And unfortunately, the Ember right now is having a hard time. They had set it up. It looked like it probably was going to be an SF in the mid lane, but they did the twist. And now I think they may be regretting it a little bit. Oh. And what a hard one. At least we do have the raindrops and the stick from 23. It gets a lot easier versus the Centaur because he ends up double edging himself. He takes the damage, but you don't. So even though you are using the sticks.
Here comes the Ench. Here comes the Ench.
Oh no. From behind. Oh lord. They
Savage
slow
is
her
so
up.
dead.
Centaur available. They're going to try to TP in the Clinks, but the creep has already done justice. He'll try to get a few raises, but he'll only get one. Sure, the creep goes away, but he served a good life.
This is such a problem for Aurora. Like, think about it from Q's perspective for a second. You have this Ember mid that is basically getting dumpstered right now because of what happened, right? And you got to Starter versus Naga, and now your SF is struggling as well. Like, who are you gonna play with? Who are you gonna make space with? It's so tough. Like, you need to find a way to stabilize at least the mid or the top lane. I mean, and you need control somewhere, right? You can't just wait for the Starter Dagger forever, I feel like.
Yeah. As a pause 4, you feel that a lot more. As a 5, it's like, look, I can babysit my safe laner, and I don't really care that much. But as you said, like, this Starter is already getting dumped. You're not going to help him out here any more than he can do on his own. So you got to go somewhere else, and like everything else is losing. You can't really go anywhere. He's going to start to feel a little bit lost here, I believe, on the Clinks. What item build is he going for? Do we think he just goes for the Orchid and tries to, do it himself? Or maybe, I think Leipnir's a bit too greedy.
Yeah, it would have to be the Orchid, I think, right? For the Storm, mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I mean, if it gets there, right? It's already looking pretty good.
Oh, we've seen this before, of course. Last game, Blacklist also dominated the laning stage. This is what they are good at. It's just, can they hold on to it? Do they know what they did wrong last game? Do they know about the dives? Will they be able to solve that for this one? We'll see. Right now, it looks like we're going to have the same trade for the Wisdom Runes. 1 for 1.
Radiant are scanning.
Even the nice, I feel like every support has like one camp stacked in the game, and it's because you go for the Wisdom and you're like, oh my goodness, there's an ancient camp here, and then you go ahead and stack it.
Right. Valve are just like, we have to put a camp there, so we promote stacking.
And let's see, this mid lane matchup is a bit rough. You can see the levels, a lot of people hitting 6 already for Blacklist, still waiting on Aurora right now, and man, Crystal Maiden, just level 3. That's so hard for her right now.
But also doing a really good job, actually, keeping the siege until minute 7. He's outleving them.
They really want to push this tower. Oh my god.
Yeah,
and then go for it. Oh my goodness, Lorinov. I swear, there was an Ember there.
Yeah, and he has 2 levels on him. But if they get up now, that's really, really big.
That's huge. And you said Q, he was the one who could feel lost. He's the one that actually picks up that kill. So for this pause 4 who needs to rally his team back, that's not the best you can get. But look at the net worth. Is it a pause 4 Clinks or a pause 4 Ember?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, right? I mean, in the end, it might turn out that he's actually the mid. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, definitely cool move by Blacklist. A bit overconfident once again, like we saw in game 1. Like, it's good to push advantage, but they just... Oh, here we go. One more attempt from...
Oh, no! They get him right before he can pop the ulti. A huge vortex in from Abed, and he's not done yet. Look at how much damage Tims is doing. I saw it in the mid lane, and now I see it top side. This Snapfire and the Storm Spirit, the unlikely duo, making their ways across the map.
Yeah, Abed playing well. As soon as he makes a mistake, he makes up for it instantly and goes to clean him up top. And, Natsumi is enjoying all the space in the world. Like, sure, he gets his kill on Storm, but, like, when are you gonna come back? When are you gonna punch them back?
Right.
When are you gonna walk across the river and like pressure this Naga? You know, we're quite far from that point, and it's not gonna get easier, to be honest.
No, and it is so sad that, like, yeah, you watch the enemy mid laner die. He's been working you all game, but you didn't get any piece of that. He was already dead on the Ember whenever that kill happened, so didn't really get to reap the benefits of it. He's got to try to come back somehow. And I feel like both of these mid laners, like, they both have good core matchups in the game. Storm Spirit, of course, running through, getting on top of the Shadow Fiend, closing the gap. It's exactly what he hates. And on the other side, the Naga Siren, we said, physical damage, physical clear versus these illusions. But only one of them is actually able to capitalize on that advantage.
Yeah, 100%. And as you see, the Ember's level 6, the Ench is level 6.
Oh my goodness.
I think your best bet if you're Aurora right now is try to wait for the Blink Dagger. I don't think these runes are going to be easy to contest at all.
Oh, that's true.
The good news is, though, that Jabs has found pretty good farm for himself. So a lot is going to come down to what happens with the Blink.
As you said, trading farm out there, and the Slaughter definitely has enough to be here in the game, so he can be pretty happy with that. However, this map can feel really weird for you here soon. This Naga Siren is going to start just throwing illusions all over the waves. You may not have the best way to deal with that since your Ember is so low right now. And if you see the Centaur plus, you know, Snapfire Storm making moves on you, I don't know how you're going to rotate to stop those.
Yeah, I mean, the Ember is the best hero to deal with the Naga, but you're going to need a Maelstrom to do that properly. And then, but if you go for the Maelstrom, then you're not going to have a Mage Slayer for the Storm or a Yule for the Storm's Orchid. Or even the Naga's Orchid. So I think if Blacklist finds a way to open these tier 1 towers, then the map is going to be definitively scary. For now, though, they're just chilling. They're waiting for their Centaur Dagger. Oh, he's actually going for the Veil first, which is kind of interesting.
It's an older build.
Yeah, probably has to do with the fact that he has a Storm, right? He doesn't feel like he necessarily needs that crazy amount of catch instantly.
Alright, I like the idea on focusing on Abed's here, though, right? Because, as you said, Ember has to react so much to what the Storm is doing. If we get the Ember ahead of the Storm Spirit net, then it becomes that he's fine. He can go for those Mage Slayers. He can go for the Maelstroms and stuff to deal with other heroes. But until the Storm Spirit is below the net worth of the Ember, Lorinov is constantly going to be reacting to what Abed is doing.
100%.
So that Centaur Veil is just going to keep on amplifying that. Just Safety Bubble is a pretty good item. Barely taking any real damage to that Frostbite, and now in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, Lorinov feeling the pressure now. I think he does have a safety remnant available, and well, that wasn't really safe actually. That was just a remnant, and the Mortimer's Kisses are gonna take him down. Nobody can close the gap on the Snapfire, and now Q even still in danger. They'll use the Stampede, getting right on top of Q onto the tier 1 tower. It doesn't matter. He will get some extra health, only trying to take some of the damage himself, but he will end up falling. Now, Jazz, we said he had some farm. He's definitely had to find enough time in the bot lane. We'll see just how good it was, because here comes another drag through. Can they kill Abed? A zip away. He's got a little bit more mana. Getting into the river here. Another hit, maybe? No! They don't have the damage. They're even body blocking Q. He can't get on top of him. The Storm lives, and oh, Q, he's going to give his life onto the tower.
So close.
So close indeed. At least Jabs doesn't dive. Now Aurora, it's their time to maybe aggress a bit, but you can see here with Gabby in tow, you certainly can't kill that Centaur, so their push will stop.
Almost saw an overextension again from Blacklist. You know, at some point I have to realize enough is enough. This time they didn't get punished for it, but you know, it was darn close. I mean, all in all, really good from Blacklist. They're pushing to their advantage. Oh yeah, here we're gonna see it again.
That's hard. He's so low. It was a really far back Requiem, but he didn't have a choice, right? You step up too much, you might be the one that's getting vortexed by the Storm. Then you certainly can't step up.
Yeah. He was looking for the surprise factor a bit as well, which is...
It was surprising.
Yeah.
That's something.
And now we're gonna see Orchid on Abed in about 1,000 gold. Oh, Blink reveal.
Oh, do they kill him before he gets it though? A lot of damage to smoke up. Huge timing actually, and Lorinov gets the kill. That is going to be imperative through the rest of these picks. Can they inject him with enough net worth to get ahead of the Storm Spirit?
That's exactly what they need. Now they can set up for the 14-minute run as well. Potentially they get an illusion on Lornov. That means he can now play against the Orchid, you know? This is all the small wins you can get. Keep taking them if you're Aurora.
Now, as we focus in on these small wins they're getting, the big danger here on the bottom side of the map, the Naga Siren keeps getting big. Almost has the Manta. Actually gonna saw so she can pick up the rune and TP out Natsumi. Oh my goodness.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice job. He even TPs to tier 2 as well. Definitely, you know, when you have such a rough game already, you know, support XP is not going to be great to begin with, and that's like, it's looking rough. If it wasn't for the Storm kill earlier for Q, he might be looking at, you know, barely scraping by level 6 at this point.
I mean, I tell you what, Crystal Maiden, that is a lane winner. If you're not in the laning stage anymore, it is hard. I mean, you need Force Staffs, Glimmers, Ghost Scepters, something to keep yourself alive when they find you, because in knowing Blacklist, they will. How do you keep yourself alive during all this?
Yeah, definitely gonna be tough. You're gonna have to be in a perfect position pretty much every time to be useful in a fight. But Ollie can definitely do that, but the task he has in front of him is it's not easy.
No, not at all. And this one is a 5,000 net worth lead. I believe similar still to what we saw in game number 1. But it's I think we eventually, that first really bad fight that they took, it was by the Wisdom Rune. So this time Natsumi, not a Weaver, poor Weaver that's just running through there. That was a full-blown Naga Siren, Son of the Siren, making sure that they don't have any issue whatsoever. So far learning from their mistakes right now on Blacklist. We'll see if they can keep it coming.
You know, it's kind of funny. Last game, they went for this tier 2 dive under, you know, on the tier 2 with the Gavi Blink, and this time it's like, screw it, I'm not buying Blink. We're not doing that move again. Hey, now I get to minute 15, they're gonna do a different move. Just kidding, of course. But I feel like, seriously though, they have the safety black in Naga this game. He's gonna be able to provide so much vision, and he's gonna give them the late game factor as well. They don't necessarily have to clutch as much, they just have to play solid, you know, play around the info that Naga's giving you. People are going to have to show on the waves eventually, and then you're going to be able to calculate the numbers properly. You don't need to take these insane risks to make this game. If you keep the pressure on the map, you will get really good openings eventually.
It's the epitome of a 4+1 lineup. And this one, if they can bring the Naga along, let her really cut these waves before they even see a tower, it's where you're going to get these map advantages. And you can see here, Ollie, no, okay, they almost lived maybe on the Crystal Maiden, but no escape for them. A tier 2 tower now being sieged in Blacklist. A nice move as they, again, enable this aggressive form of the Naga Siren.
I do want to highlight as well that the vision put up by Blacklist is actually not that great at this point. They have a fraction of the map they're controlling, basically the bottom rune pretty well, but ideally you would like to control at least one of the jungles for Aurora, right? Either the big jungle up top or like a ward. Now they got a ward around the dire offlane ancients, which is good. But this is not going to help you kill the SF. It's not going to help you kill the Ember or the Quince. It's basically just a starter. We'll see.
I was going to say it's hyper focusing on the Naga game, but the Naga's over here. She's not even using that vision really. Oh, trying to bait them out here. Do they know? He thinks he knows which one it is, but
oh, they don't know. They don't know.
Oh no. Oh, okay. With the smoke, they know. Okay, didn't break on it, which means that is not the real one. So fancy fingers there from Natsumi. They baits him out and gets himself away.
Definitely a scary moment right there.
And with that one, I mean, Naga is just propelling herself in the net worth, and it's not like she's leaving her team behind either. Sometimes we see this where it's, you know, a Naga with 10k net worth, and then your poor mid and offlane are just begging for scraps because they haven't seen a creep in minutes. But not this time. This one, your team is out on the map getting shit done, and well, for Blacklist, I don't even know if they have to think about Roche for a while. I think as long as they keep choking out this map, and there's just no real item answer from Aurora that I'm seeing that stops what's happening to them. Right, there's just like obliterating burst, catch out from the trees. I feel the only thing that can really help you out here is playing on vision and getting a really nice snipe on the Storm Spirit again. Yeah,
potentially reel them in again, like you did last game. I mean, you got the double Orchid now, you got the Blink. The Blacklist, they don't really want to slow down for the Roche at this point. They just want to keep going for kills, keep controlling the map. I mean, obviously they will go for the Roshan at some point, but it will be better for them to get some kills first, right?
Right. I feel like you could probably wait until what, 23, maybe even 25 minutes if you really want to, just because keeping Aurora off the map, that is so much more important than getting Roshan, because I honestly feel you can do everything that you want to right now, whether or not you have an Aegis.
Yeah, definitely.
They are smoked up here. Seen Daniel in the mid lane, but I don't know if he's really the one that you wanted. Oh, they jump through with the crush. I mean, they could kill him, surely, under tier 1. Asking for the TPs, knows that if his friends come help him, surely they can still take this fight. Aurora, they're still holding their ground before the SF. He'll actually pop the ulti, just to throw it out there and let you know he's still got it. But they do get 1 kill, now trying to siege this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, good move by Aurora. You know, the mistake a lot of teams are making when they're behind like this is they try to go for 3 or 4-man moves. Not this time they got 5. Oh, team fight
The
happening.
ulti out from the SF, just eliminating Gabby. They were so far ahead, but the BKB early timing here really from 23, and they just eliminate, man, that offlaner. Well done from Aurora. They don't get the tower, but I think he'll take that victory.
Really good job by Aurora. Like you can see it once again. They're really decisive on their timings. Even though the game is it's a bit tough for them, you know, when they commit hard, and this is the difference here. Also, I have to stress the fact that Blacklist, they have a major vision problem. Like, this is nighttime, they don't see anything in this fight.
Well, they see it clinks, but is that enough? They're going onto the slaughter right now. It seems they'll lose to right away. There's no BKB on 23. There's no ulti on 23. You can all in on the SF. And Lorna trying to step forward for him. Another raise. Is this enough for them to win this one? Jabs falls. Abed dancing on him with the double kill. Trying to TP away. Can they get him? No! He TP's out. They'll get 4 unanswered so far. At least, oh no, it's going to be a team wipe now.
Damn, that's actually a 4v5, aside from the fact, you know, the biggest deal there being the SF not having a BKB. But Gabby was completely, he was not there in the fight, he was dead already, right? The difference in this fight compared to what happened earlier is that you have the Naga illusion scouting for you. You're able to get the jumps that you want and need. As we'll see here, the Naga is going first. He's not really too concerned about dying, finds the clinks, and now Abed is free. He can just go on the slaughter, right? He doesn't have to be scared about getting stun locked anymore because, you know, he's taking one of them out. And that's just how it goes. When you get clean jumps, you have vision.
Yeah, that was a very ambitious walk forward there on the slaughter. Just didn't really feel like he had the beef, the BKB, the anything to kind of stand his ground there. So unfortunate that they lose that first. And as you said, there was no Centaur there for the first fight, but this one, bringing him on in, they definitely are working it. And Aurora, they're going to smoke up. Feel like a Roche is coming, sure, but can they actually defend it?
It's gonna be tough, especially with his tier 1 tower standing up. You have very limited angles here.
Dire's top tower
You do get the ward out. It's gonna be the order.
Oh. Yeah, that was going to be something that maybe got them back in, but instead now a smoke up as 5 Aurora. They still haven't found anybody from Blacklist, and honestly, for Blacklist, any jump is okay. At least making this a 5v4 fight should be enough to win for you, but instead on Aurora, it feels like they need a core. Just taking out a support is not enough.
Yeah, I feel like this is a bit more tense than what Blacklist would have hoped for. Like, Abed is 300 gold from BKB at this point. So they would really like to finish that before they engage in a big fight for sure. So better to just play under pressure. I mean, what Aurora could do is basically, they could go into the Roshan right now, but with all their waves pushing and stuff, it's definitely a risk. We'll see. Abed, he's not going to have his BKB in time. He's still 50 gold away. So this might be the moment of truth.
The gloves getting thrown in. All they needed to do is send out a creep to scout, and Jabs. Oh, can he TP away? He's sitting in the fire. Oh my goodness, the scatter blast at the very last second. That kills with Tibbs. He's smiling about that one. Knows. Free kill for him, and now free Roach for his team.
Damn. Really heads up play by points. I feel like most, or a lot of force wouldn't have done that play. They needed some space, they needed some disruption for Abed to be able to finish BKB, and they got exactly that, right? Even gets a slaughter kill on top. I can still respect Aurora for going for this play. You know, they need some way to fight back in this game because their Naga solutions, it's not gonna be easier, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna need a jacked Ember, but like, how are we gonna get there?
Right? I don't know. I feel they didn't really make enough moves around the map to kind of enable themselves with that Roche. You can see how little Blacklist actually needed to commit in order to get it. They threw one creep in and they were like, oh, I know what's happening. Mortimer's kisses go out. Okay, we got a free kill on the starter. Like, it was so easy for them because there was just nothing showing on the map. They knew that, you know, Aurora, they hadn't actually left yet.
Yeah, And it just shows how good, I mean, well drafted by Blacklist. They got this Naga. I mean, imagine you have a support on Aurora that could deal with this Naga. Let's say you have a Lion or something. You can show him somewhere and deal with the waves. That's going to make things less obvious and going to change the entire scenario. But that's Dota for you, you know? Push the advantages that you have.
And this advantage, a 2-minute faster butterfly here for the Naga Siren. That's, well, they don't have a ton of magic damage because of how rough the SF has had it. So almost all their clear on the Naga illusions is physical damage. So it's going to be even harder now for them to get any Naga kills. This could be the push that they need. Really stifle the map, get these tier 2 towers out. I don't think you can kill anybody here on Blacklist right now.
Yeah, I really like the butterfly. Like, screw this heart. Like, your illusions are not really gonna die. They're gonna die to Requiem or Ember, sure. But if they show themselves, they're just gonna be food for this Abed Storm. So yeah, I really like the offensive approach. This is gonna mean that he can kill tower fasters. Sorry, can't speak right now. He's gonna kill towers faster, and he's gonna kill heroes faster, and eventually, you know, more map pressure.
Yeah. Now the map pressure is so important. With the Aegis, it feels like you can't really all-in the Storm at all. And that was really what we said. What can they do even here to try to take down Blacklist? And it was, you know, all in that Storm. So without that in their pocket, I feel Aurora, they just have to somehow wait these 3 minutes out. Get some pressure, and instead, it looks like they will lose the starter. But this was pretty far away from any tower. So even if he does fall here, which I'm sure he will, a few more hits, jump through from Abed. Actually onto the low ground. Jazz, is he dancing? Oh, actually, he gets the blink away.
That's some nice moves from the fish. I mean, well done by Jabs.
Goodness. That's crazy. I feel like so much of that was just really unfortunate, honestly, for Blacklist. Abed zips onto the low ground, waiting for a Slardar to arrive at his arms, and he's just on the high ground.
Yeah, 100%. At the same time, though, they were able to kill Q in the top lane with Naga. And I wanted to mention as well that HEREl has finished a full Hurricane Pike, so this guy is not to be disrespected in a team fight, you know, like, if you're not dealing with him as well, he's gonna be able to kill pretty much anybody.
Dire's top tower is under
He
attack.
can definitely do it. I feel like it's just the natural, like, Enchantress item, too. You're able to just, got a Hurricane Pike, anybody do a ton of damage. And we talked a little bit about, like, how fragile this Aurora lineup is, and I tell you what, a Hurricane Pike Enchantress is gonna love that a lot.
100%, yeah. Oh yeah, Blacklist going from tier 2 to tier 2. Definitely what they're playing it very well now with the Sages. Keeping the map pressure up, and yeah, it's not like they need to kill heroes to get these towers necessarily, right? It's just gonna be like a textbook macro. How do we do with Aegis? Enemies are dodging us, you know. And this also removes a lot of the random factors that could happen, right?
Yeah. Anytime you can slow siege safely, right? Sometimes that's coming from a Leshrac, sometimes it's coming from a Dragon Knight. In this case, it might be the safest thing. Your damage amps so much when you have this butterfly on the Naga Siren. So once again, Jabs coming down bottom, trying to bait everybody away. He's just doing his best to keep them away. I don't know if he actually needed to do that though. He was in the trees, showed himself to Yules, and then tried to TP away. Unfortunately, that does equal death for poor Jabs, but as you said, it's just trying to keep people away from these towers, trying to get your team some time, especially this SF.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
nice attempt from Jabs, but in the end, they catch him. But it was really fast. Thanks to the ward played by HEREl earlier, they were able to get the kill on Slardar and Abed's reactions, of course. Now we're looking into potential wisdom scenario here, so it would be nice if Lorna could try to steal this, but since the tier 1 is up, it's not an easy task.
No, I mean, he shows himself for sure. There's still Aegis only available for 20 seconds. I feel, honestly, they wouldn't feel too bad on Blacklist going back, making sure they secure the wisdom, but you also lose so much on the map if you do it. So it looks like, no, Natsui's actually wants to come back. Oh no, Lorinov, he's got to pop the BKB. He wants to stay here actually for the wisdom. He'll get it. And then he just remnants away. This does mean his BKB is down. So unfortunate for him. Is the wisdom worth it?
I mean, hard to say. Could be worse, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to use the BKB for something, and I don't think you're gonna walk into a fight. I mean, it sucks to be your 9-second charge, but in the end, you know, it could be worse.
That's fair. I mean, it's definitely better than death. But we'll see if Blacklist actually punish this. Honestly, if they don't force Lorinov into a BKB, forced position, then it is worth, because you know he's not at a threat to use it. He'll keep skating the fights and be fine. But if they do walk up this high ground and there's a Centaur stun that catches out an Ember, he'll be hurting, and the Wisdom would not be worth it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
We'll see here. Still waiting. Get a pick off. Maybe they found it. Jump in on 23. Pop the BKB. Baiting the Requiem, but doesn't have to pop it just yet. Another BKB down from Aurora. They don't have Aegis right now on Blacklist, but they may not need it to push this high ground.
Yeah, they know that there's 2 of the BKBs are on cooldown right now, so actually Abed is going to choose to TP back, clear up this wave instead.
I like that from Clinks, right?
Yeah.
Just force it out.
Yeah, it's good. You just need to keep dodging, even if you die as the Clinks, right? Like you need to give your team some space. And at the same time, Blacklist, you don't need to keep stressing. It's like you can sit on this choke that you have, wait for daytime, press smoke on daytime, and you know, look for kills. Play some really deep vision like the one they have up top and towards the end of the map. Put vision like this. You'll be able to find kills eventually when Aurora tries to grab some farm. And then eventually you'll get a Roshan, or Aurora is going to try to do something desperate, and then you're ready.
Desperation. Desperation is what really is the name of the game right now. We felt a little bit stressed last game from Blacklist. They made some really rough moves, and they put themselves into a desperate situation. But now it's Aurora on the back foot, feeling the stress, feeling the pressure. And even though there isn't an Aegis available, these Naga illusions, they just don't have a way to deal. As you said, there's no Lion. There's nothing that can really clear these for free. It's all really up to 23, and boy, he just doesn't have it in him right now. Oh, okay, Abed, he's finding the Clinks here. Has the dust down already. Will take out the Clinks for sure, yes, but Lornov, is he able to get anything in return? I don't think so. Now the Hurricane Pike as well. Lornov, oh no, trying to dodge all these impetuses. I think he's fine for now.
Abed does what Abed does best, right? Pushing his hero's limit, and walks into 2 heroes, kills one of them, and gets up. And now we see Natsumi as well, going on jabs.
Yeah, he already used the Yule Scepter to set up here. Now trying to TP away. Oh, but Natsumi, he knew. He didn't see him walk up here, so knows there's only one place the starter can be. Cancels his TP from no vision and gets the kill on jabs.
Very heads up by Natsumi, just spending that song without even seeing him. I mean, at this point, you're not really worried about wasting a cooldown, right? Even if you lose a song or a BKB poorly or something like this, you're not really going to be scared of taking a fight regardless, just because how strong you are. So, really good job by him.
Yeah, it's not quite like in this fight. There's no big ultis that you really need to stop, or you don't have a disruptor on your team that you need to set up with. You really are allowed to use some of the Siren for picks, which has to be one of the best feelings you can have as a Naga Siren.
Yeah, I mean, this game feels great right now for Blacklist.
25,000 net right now on the Naga Siren, just continuing to grow. And for Aurora, it doesn't feel like they have the easy answers. Poor Starter trying to do what he can just to live through this one. Booting up the Ags next, but it's going to take some time. Lornov is supposed to be my wave clear hero, but he's actually got the... Okay, he's got the Gleipnir and going for a Radiance in this one. Is that the answer? Because it does feel this Naga Siren, it's all physical protection. We just now got the heart, so maybe it could work.
Could work, but the question is, when do you get it?
Yeah, that's true.
And are you going to be able to stay in the fights long enough, right? Like, after your BKB, what happens then? I mean, I think he has on the right track here, but...
Yeah.
The question is it going to be too little, too late type of thing?
I mean, at this point, for Aurora, they may need to start just focusing down supports. Now, SF does have an MKB, so they're not worried. They're not going after supports. They are figuring out how on earth do we kill this Naga Siren. Maybe they have the tools now.
Yeah,
Smoking didn't.
If you're able to get on the Naga somehow, like now you actually have the chance to kill him, and this could be a way of turning a fight. I mean, you would need. You will need the perfect scenario, but if you get it, you have a chance.
It's more the lockdown, right? Because as you said, you don't need your song to set up anything. So we saw use for picks, but in the same vein, you can use it to save yourself. So unless you chain stun this guy, he still might not die.
Yeah, it's tough. He's also got the blood for now, thinking about the next item, looking at Hex. I mean, yeah, and Q's about to die.
Oh, poor guy. He's trying to get some farm in the side lane. Does end up going down. I feel back and forth about it because, yeah, like he dragged everybody away, but this team is still so mobile, right? Like Storm is just going to be back in an aggressive part of the map right away. Won't take him much time at all. Lorinov now. Oh, Gabby. Looks like he's safe for now on Lorinov. They did all miss him. Except for this courier that might find him soon. But it doesn't matter. They're just taking rush.
I might see him walking over this floor. Actually, he's going for the wave.
Yep. Going for wave. They're all just portaling down to Roshan, making sure that Natsumi doesn't get caught out. He'll get the Aegis in for the second time this game. Blacklist, they are looking to push with that extra life. But they did give it to the Naga Siren, which is slightly interesting. As we said, their game plan now should be on Aurora to nuke down this Naga Siren. That's what they've itemized for. But with the Aegis on her, it's so much harder again.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, if you're gonna kill her once, you're gonna have to spend your BKBs, and then it's a tough thing. Like, this just enables her to siege so much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have a chance if you're Aurora, but it's tough. Like, you're gonna have to find a way to poke the Aegis with your spells. Like, it's gonna be the Ember, CM stuff, and with a starter jump, SF right clicking you. But first, you have to find the right one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a banner as well.
Right, this is just going to make things even more difficult. These illusions are going to slow siege. They don't have to show the Storm Spirit at all. He's your next target, knowing that there's an Aegis on the Naga Siren. Certainly Storm would be your next hopeful pick, but he's not going to show. He's going to be all the way back, just waiting to see what happens. And they're just going to keep taking this tower. If Aurora, if they don't do anything, they will just lose their 2-3 for free.
Yeah, and they're playing it very patient here on Blacklist, waiting for all the pressure they can. Mid and top lane pushing in as well.
Waiting for sure. Seeing if there's any opening, but currently, I suppose they have battled back the Naga Siren. They're not going to be more content in taking a split push to throwing all the illusions down on one lane. I don't know if this is going to make things any better. They're actually starting to clear the Naga illusions.
Playing it very slow on Blacklist. Going for a smoke, actually. Preemptive smoke without information. They're hoping to find 23 here. Which they might actually at this point. Yeah, they have the Hex on Abed.
He's about to show on the wave here. Could jump forward. Abed, as you said, with the Hex and with the Mortimer's Kisses. Do they have any way to save him? They don't. 23 just falls, and his team will be nowhere close to save him. It was a little bit greedy maybe to go for that side camp, but Blacklist, they play it perfectly, find the pick, and now this high ground feels free for Blacklist.
Yeah, really good job. I mean, it was a bit of a gamble going for that smoke, but at the same time, you need to farm something if you're Aurora, and Blacklist, they completely read it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is gonna be minimum 2 lanes. I feel like.
Another Hex, but they have the Orchid able to get Abed out of there. Sure, he doesn't have Aegis. It is on the Naga Siren for now, but they have no shot killing Natsumi at the moment.
Natsumi sending out Abyssal as well. With still 30 seconds to go on the SF.
Right.
They might even go for Megas before he's up, to be honest.
It'll be close. They have the Meteor Hammer on the Storm Spirit helping out with that push, but there's no fortification left. Natsumi waiting, just able to poke these down. Stun through from Jabs, has to be able to poke through this one, but he doesn't have a BKB. He's gonna get Hexed up. YOLO's up in the very last second. They may actually be able to kill the first life of the Naga Siren. Yes, they will. Tims goes down as well, so a support out. Aegis gone, but they still don't have your SF for 7 seconds. Jabs finally falls. He's been so integral in getting these pokes, getting these openings for his team. Without him, I don't know if the SF is enough.
Yeah, not bad from Aurora, I have to say. They were able to get the Aegis and kill the Snap on top of that, but yeah, it's just too much, right? It's like this Naga, when he loses Aegis, he picks up a full new item, and it's not like Blacklist have to go back, you know, they're just gonna sit here. You're still facing the same problem for Aurora.
Nothing has really changed here. Still waiting on the high ground, still waiting to push out these Naga illusions, and this is where it feels suffocating. Naga's just going to keep sending these up. You have super creeps coming through, so it's not like your creeps are going to naturally push either. And you don't really have anything yourself to push. It's going to have to be throwing bodies, right? Naga's sending illusions. We don't care if these things end up dying. But your team, you're sending up heroes if you want to get these lanes pushed. They did a good job here.
Yeah, Jab's did a good job baiting everything out, you know. He's got the Ag, so it's extra tanky, and Lornoff taking advantage, killing the Snapfire in the back. You get the Aegis, but yeah, without SF it's just too hard, right?
Mm-hmm. BKB, he was able to wait a while before he was able to press it on Abed, so kept himself alive for sure. 23. It's a hard game for him as well. He does have the Satanic, I believe, if he really wants. Oh no, he's just a little bit of gold away. So close, and it'll certainly help him. He may even have the upper hand versus the Nagasarn at that point, but not versus the whole of Blacklist rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to deal with the illusions, then he can definitely man fight the Naga, I feel like. At least during his PvP, but still needs a little bit of gold. Maybe with Satanic there's a chance.
Oh, jump through, Hex up on the SF. Can you save him? They drop the Lotus on him, trying to get away. Pop the BKB, pop the ulti, but he doesn't have enough. The BKB still on Gabby. They'll take down 3 immediately for Blacklist, and Aurora will have to sit and watch. What can Lorinov do? Because he's all on his lonesome, sitting there with the Clinks, and they'll call it GG. Game number 2. Blacklist, they hold on this time. They build the lead and they keep it, and they'll even out this series 1-1, grabbing their first win versus Aurora in 5 games.
Yeah, the curse is finally broken. Really good job by Blacklist. I think they understood their strategy really well, and they played accordingly as well. You know, not much to say about this game except for the fact that